Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. As I said in my last video, as we're getting closer and closer till the end of the season, all of this transfer, you can call it nonsense, you could call it, exciting, news, whatever you fancy, whatever makes you, whatever floats your boat. To be honest, all of this stuff is going to come to the surface more and more as the day continues on and we get closer and closer to the summer window. Today, we've got some latest information in regards to Carney Chukwuemeka and Jamie Gittens. Dortmund, both of them are at Dortmund at the moment. Obviously, Chukwuemeka on loan at Dortmund, and Gittens is a particular player that we are very much interested. So we're going to talk about this in depth. You don't want to leave. You want to stay very much glued onto today's video 100% because there's a special announcement coming up. You don't want to miss out. You do not want to miss out. I alluded to that special message a little bit in our last All You Can Eat Chelsea episode. So to all the wrestling fans out there, whether it be on this channel or any other channels within the All You Can Eat Chelsea community, you're going to be very much excited about this news. So stay tuned for that. And then we've got some more news in regards to Anselmino as well. Now, we're going to kick things off from here. It's coming from Fraser Fletcher, a particular account I actually rate. He does get some good information. I wouldn't call him absolutely tier one, but he is quite credible when it comes to these sort of news. He's got a few things right as well. Now, this is what Fraser Fletcher has said. Understand Dortmund now working hard to complete permanent deal for Carney Chukwuemeka. Chelsea also working on Jamie Gittens coming the other way. Now, I mean, are we really surprised that this is happening between Chelsea and Dortmund? We've got Carney Chukwuemeka there on loan. We're interested in Jamie Gittens. This is what we do. We do these sort of business dealings. We do these sort of relationship dealings. And look, as soon as Chukwuemeka went there, I had this feeling that we're potentially going to be linked with Jamie Gittens. Now, look, first of all, Jamie Gittens, is this the kind of player that is going to elevate us to the next level? Next season, I know it may sound very far-fetched, but surely next season, most people's expectation is for Chelsea to start competing for the highest honors, compete in the Premier League title. Enough of this BS trying to come top four. We've not even cracked top four. So, that in itself is a massive failure. But surely as a fan base, we thought this season top four, and then from next season, we got to start cracking on. We got to start competing for the Premier League. Now, some of you guys might turn around and say, Miz, you're deluded. Premier League title. You want to compete for the Premier League title? No chance. Absolutely no chance. Well, that in itself is a problem. The fact that we are not even close to challenging for the Premier League title in itself is a problem. Now, that aside, does Jamie Gittens make us a Premier League title contender team? Does he add more value? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Look, he's not really lit it up at Dortmund. He's a nifty player. He's a good player, but he's still a developing youngster. And I guess this is why we're trying to get him, aren't we? We're trying to get him before he blows up into this so-called superstar, that we think some of these players are going to turn out to be. So look, for me, we've got a lot of players that are in this same boat, development players. We've got Esteban Willian that's coming up next season as well. Madueke, Sancho, these are all still young players that are developing. Now, how long they're going to stick around at Chelsea Football Club, I'm not sure. Is he the replacement for Mudryk? Perhaps, but is this the level? Why are we, as Matthias so nicely said not that long ago, I think it might have been in an All You Can Eat Chelsea episode as well. If we are operating in this youth, bucket, we might as well go for the best of the best. Do you know what I mean? Like there's players like Desiree Dou at PSG. There's Osman Dembele, I don't think he's that young. I'm still pretty certain he's young enough, but for our owners and our directors, probably not young enough for the policy, for the project. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, go for players that are actually going to be making a difference. Jamie Gittens, how much of a difference maker is he going to be? You let me know, ladies and gentlemen. For me, this is what I'm worried about, man. Come the summer transfer window, I'm worried that we're going to be doing more mediocre business. And on top of that, sending Chukwuemeka there. Look, a lot of people are saying that, Miz, come on, man. Like, having Carney Chukwuemeka at Chelsea Football Club, that doesn't mean that we're going to be title contenders next season. He doesn't elevate us. Sure, okay, fair enough. But I rather just keep Carney Chukwuemeka as opposed to try and gamble with Jamie Gittens. But it looks like Carney Chukwuemeka's time at Chelsea Football Club is done and dusted. Of course, injuries have played a major part, and he still seems to be picking up those odd injuries at Dortmund as well. He could have been a sensational player. He really could have been a sensational player. He had it all: technicality, physicality, the lot, the work rate, the lot. But his body keeps giving up. So look, Chelsea probably feels that this is the right time to get rid of Carney Chukwuemeka, and in return, if we can bolster it up by getting Jamie Gittens, then why not? Look, as I said, Fraser Fletcher is not your top tier journalist, but I think there might be some truth around this news because it just makes sense, right? It just makes sense that Chukwuemeka is at Dortmund. Dortmund will try and get Chukwuemeka, and in return, we're going to try and get Jamie Gittens. It's probably going to be roughly around the same sort of transfer, price. Chukwuemeka, we're looking for about 40 million. I don't think Dortmund's going to pay 40 million, but whatever the case is, we'll net out the situation with Jamie Gittens, and who knows, maybe we might pay another extra 10 million or 20 million on top. But you just know with Jamie Gittens, the wages are going to be low as well. I think Chukwuemeka is on good wages with Chelsea Football Club. I think in excess of 100k or just about 100k. So we're probably going to be looking to get rid of him. For me, as I said, my final verdict on Jamie Gittens is, does it really elevate us? I don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Next up, Chelsea are reportedly aiming to sign Dean Huijsen and Mark Guéhi in the summer transfer window. Dean Hussein, as I like to call him. I want to just stick with Hussein, man. That's a better name. Dean Hussein, the brother from Iraq, man. I'd rather call him that. And Mark Guéhi in the summer transfer window. Chelsea plan to sign 2 new centre-backs ahead of next season, and among the most appreciated profiles are Huijsen and Guéhi per the report. Look, once again, I mean, Dean Hussein, I think he's a talented CB. Don't get me wrong, he's a very talented CB, but another youngster, I believe he's 19, 20, 21, something like that, something ridiculously low. He's had a breakout season at Bournemouth, but he's got a release clause about 50 million. I guess that's probably what's enticing us. I don't think there are other clubs that are really seeking for his signature at the moment. Real Madrid is where he wants to be down the track, but Real Madrid don't want to splash 50 million at the moment on Dean Huijsen. And, all the other clubs seem like they have everyone intact anyway. Arsenal, I don't think, need new CBs. Newcastle, potentially not either. Liverpool, Man City, I don't think so. So Chelsea, plus with the fact that we are going to give him a long-term contract, he could. I think this guy could potentially become a Chelsea CB during the summer window. I think he'd make a mistake by coming to Chelsea. I really do think he'd make a mistake. But if he's enticed by the long-term contract and job security, then so be it. But I need another experienced defender next to him. Mark Guéhi is the one that's getting floated around. I don't know whether he is a needle mover either. Yeah, he's experienced. He definitely is a little bit more experienced than Dean Huijsen in the Premier League. But still, I don't think Mark Guéhi really moves the needle. I mean, I'd rather just keep Chalobah, if I'm being absolutely honest. But I think we're going to get rid of Chalobah, and we're going to get rid of many other defenders. We've got a plethora of defenders, man. We've got Wesley Fofana that we need to get rid of. Desasi is only on loan at Aston Villa. He needs to move on as well. And many more. Many, many more. Levi Colwill. What's the future of Levi Colwill? If we're going to get both Dean Huijsen and Margihi, then where does that leave Levi Colwell? Some of you guys probably will say that get rid of Levi Colwell as well, but I still feel let Levi Colwell get that experienced defender next to him. I think we're going to see a different Levi Colwell, but we may never get that experienced defender. So if we can cash in on Levi Colwell, I'm pretty sure we will. If we get good offers for Levi Colwell, I'm pretty sure we will. But yeah, once again, is this combination screaming out to us Premier League title, CB combination, duo, whatever you want to call it, Dean Huijsen and Margihi? I just don't think so. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Now, before we get into the final part of this video, in regards to Anselmino, I want to share with you guys, all those big wrestling fans. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we have the channel ready. We are now in conversation, myself, Eunice, and Javon. All you can eat wrestling is upon us, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the handle at all you can eat wrestling. Subscribe away. We're just in discussion as to when we want to launch it off, but it is going to happen very, very soon. My suggestion was that the very next SmackDown show that's coming up this week, we want to host as a live show and react to all the madness, and then of course every single pay-per-view shows that's going to come into fruition. We will be there, God willing. So, ladies and gentlemen, all you can eat Chelsea. I am so excited, more than you can believe. Us lads, Eunice, myself, and Javon, we are constantly talking about wrestling. We've got an all you can eat wrestling, WhatsApp group chat where we're non-stop just talking about wrestling. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So show us some love if you're a wrestling fan, and even if you're not and you're keen to just see some different content, do subscribe to this and look out for all the different content that's gonna fall there. Just the way you've given us love in our normal channels, give love to all you can eat wrestling. The link is in the description as well. If you're unable to see it on the screen, the link will be in the description. That will take you straight to this particular page. Now, let's talk about the last bit of news, which is in regards to Anselmino, another defender. By the way, another defender. What is our plan for this young defender? As for the summer, those close to Aaron Anselmino expect him to join partner club Strasbourg, but no final decision has been made by Chelsea. Look, yeah, that probably makes sense. He was destined to go to Marseille. For some reason, it didn't happen. I think someone else ended up going to loan, whether it's João Felix or Renato Vica and so on and so forth. It didn't happen for Anselmino. Marseille loan deal would have been spectacular. You've got what's his name? Roberto De Zerbi as the manager over there. I would have loved it, but it didn't happen. Now Strasbourg under Liam Rossignol is doing really well. So if he gets the opportunity to go there on loan next season, I have no issues. But how many players we're going to send to Strasbourg? We've already penciled down Matisse Omogo. We've now talking about Aaron Anselmino. And there are other players that we're thinking about sending there. Kendry Paez as well. You can only send 3. So surely, we have to be very, very calculative as to who we want to send there. But Anselmino, yeah, I've got no problems at all. Obviously, he's coming directly from Boca Juniors. He's spent all of this time for the last few months at Chelsea Football Club. He's not featured for us yet. There's some hint that he's injured. I don't know how he got himself injured, but hopefully he gets well. And there's also news that he could potentially feature for us in the Club World Cup. Sources with knowledge of the situation have elaborated that Chelsea are being cautious over a minor muscle issue. So apparently he's picked up an injury, in the knowledge the Argentine youngster needs to build up his physicality for the Premier League football. And look, this is, for once I have to say, we're probably doing the right thing by Anselmino. We're gradually growing him. He is a young kid straight from Boca Juniors. The culture, the language, the food, all of that stuff will be foreign to him. So he's just getting himself adapted to the situation. And then hopefully down the track, a loan move will just help him blossom into the CB that we all expect him to be. Look at Andre Santos. at Strasbourg. Now he's touted to be one of the best midfielders in Europe. So, and hopefully Andre Santos doesn't leave and becomes part of Chelsea Football Club next season. Very, very important for us. Anselmino could still make his debut for the club this season. He could yet feature in the Club World Cup in the United States in the summer. So, look, I think that would be nice. A lot of our CBs, after participating in a grueling season this season, it would be nice to see someone like Anselmino get some of those opportunities in the early stages of the group stage matches in the Club World Cup. But we'll see whether he's fit enough to do so. Another exciting prospect, but once again, it's a prospect. It's not something that really does anything for us next season, but we shall see. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in regards to Anselmino. Now, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content, and let me know what you think about Jamie Gittens, Carney Chukwuemeka, and of course, subscribe to All You Can Eat Wrestling, where you'll see myself, Eunice, and Javon combining together and hopefully bringing some top content for you guys. Until then, everyone, take care. See ya. Bye.